So this is the new Ridgeline that we're offering. I'm calling it the Bushcrafting tarp Ridgeline, but it can be used for hammock tarps or anything else like that. Most, especially bushcrafters, will use 550 cord or paracord. And if you look at the difference in the diameters of the line, this Lash is a lot thinner than this black 550 cord. The big advantage over the Lash versus the 550 cord is 550 cord absorbs water, which makes it heavier. It also stretches quite a bit, and where with this Lash it absorbs very minimal water, and it has a very minimal stretch to it. So it makes it better for ridge lines and many other purposes. The Lashet that I'm using for the Ridgeline is 2.2 millimeter Lashet, and it has a weight limit of 650 pounds. I'm using the Lashet on the Prussics, but it's 1.75 millimeter, and it has a breaking strength of 500 pounds. When using Prussics, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is if the Prussic rope that you're tying to the cord is the same diameter as the cord, it doesn't hold as tight. So that's why I used 1.75 millimeter for the Prussics on the 2.2 millimeter line. It makes it grip a lot better. So I'm gonna go outside, show you how this Ridgeline is designed to set up. Okay, so all you got to do is take this and start pulling out some line. Take these 3 Prussic loops that are on here, kind of slide them down out of the way a little bit. And one nice thing about this Zinget is we were able to braid a loop into it, so you don't have to tie a bowline or anything. And one way to set it up is you can just bring it around. Bring this end, this line through here, and you can just grab a stick, and that's all you have to do to tie that in. Another option, if you wanted to, is if you had a small carabiner, you could clip the carabiner through here, and you could leave that on or take it off, or however you wanted to do it, and then just clip it, do it like that. Either way, with the stick or with the with that carabiner. Okay, so what I've done is that I've slid the 3rd Prussic loop, the one without a plastic toggle. I've slid that down to here. Now what a lot of people do with the Ridgeline is they'll tie it's a trucker's hitch. They'll tie a loop in the Ridgeline here, and then wrap the other end around the string and run it through the loop that they've made, and then tie the rest of the trucker's hitch. The bad thing about that is if you tie that loop, it would be like this. So you tie that loop there. The bad thing about that is sometimes it could be hard to untie, and if the next time you go your trees are closer or farther apart, then you're trying to get that untied, it can be difficult sometimes, even though without it, since I didn't put any tension on it, just comes right out. But if you have a lot of load on there, it might get really tight. That's the nice thing about this Prussic. Instead of tying that loop like you would in the first step of the trucker's hitch, you've already got your loop right here, and it's completely adjustable wherever you want it, and then as soon as you put tension on it, it tightens up. So all you do is take that, run your other end around the tree, and then now your loop's already there, and then you can just tie off your trucker's hitch, and you're good to go. And then if you wanted to get some extra tension on it, you could just slide this down a little bit and make it even a little bit tighter. And then if you wanted to, when you go to untie this, if you wanted to loosen it up a little bit, just slide your prusik down a little bit and give some slack in there, and then you can untie it. Okay, so the next step I want to do is I want to take those two toggles with the plastic loops. I'm going to put one about here on this end of the tarp, and I'm going to put the other one about here on this end of the tarp. And you just pick up the corner of the tarp and stick the toggle through it, and then that's it. And then come down the other end, put the toggle through there, and it locks it in place, and then just adjust your prusik line. So now I've got it up, and I can adjust the tarp however I need it. If I want to shift it down a little bit, I can loosen this end, let go of it, and then just take this in, tighten it back up. Now I could take it out and tie it in like a lean-to, or I could do the same thing if I did this on the middle of the tarp, make an A-frame, whatever configuration you want. But and I just use this kind of Walmart tarp just to show that the toggles will go through these grommets, and they'll go through other things too. So not only will these toggles and prusiks go through the grommets like on this tarp I was just showing you, but also if your tarp has BSTDs, it also works well on that. These are 1-inch BSTDs. If you have a smaller diameter BSTD, these toggles won't fit through it because the hole in there is too small for the toggle to fit through. But one thing you could do is tie a short piece of cord onto the BSTD, and then just slip the toggle through the cord like that, and that holds great. Another thing is if you have if your tarp, the tie outs don't have any plastic hardware like those BCDs, maybe it's got some loops of gross gain, you know, same thing, just stick it on there and it works well like that. I've seen some tarps with kind of a gross gain type tie outs on them, and some of them are really big, just obnoxiously big, and then they also might be pretty wide, and the toggle might not work that great with that. If that's the case, just take, you know, your loop that's coming off your tarp for your tie out and tie a little piece of cordage onto it, just like I did on this small BSTD, and then just take the toggle and stick it through that little cord instead of if you have one of these big obnoxious loops on your tarp, and that'll work really fine. That is the Bushcrafting Ridgeline, and like I said, it could be used for a hammock tarp or any other type of tarp. So if you have any other slightly different modifications of this Ridgeline that you would like us to build for you, that's possible too. Just let us know and we'll see what we can do for you. So one bonus tip is a lot of people, they will take their line and just kind of wrap it around. That tends to get tangled up, whether it's this or 550 cord or anything. If you do, take the line, kind of, I slid all these prusiks up towards the end, stick it between your ring finger and middle finger, go down to your thumb and weave it back and forth. With any kind of small cordage like this, it really does go a long way to keep the line from untangling once you get it undone. I mean, once you get ready to use it.